MG Kailis Group evolved in the 1960s and is a major marine company that was involved in shipbuilding to build their own vessels, to build their own trawlers, pearling boats, tuna vessels, and actually operated, caught and processed and exported all their produce as such. With these vessels they operate anywhere from the Gulf of Carpentaria to the northern West Australia region. We've got the whole fishery in Exmouth Gulf. We operate scallops out of Fremantle, and our produce really exports from these areas all around the world. The operating conditions of a trawler in general, as I describe, is like a truck going uphill non-stop. Certainly even in steaming mode, the engine has to produce around 90% of its horsepower to push the boat at its rated speed. With my experience running mineral oil in trawlers and commercial vessels, in the early days we used to actually change oil at 100 hours intervals. With the change to Delvac 1, where we attained operational hours initially at up to 1,000 hours, then to 2,000, to 3,000 and beyond, this obviously was a vast technological breakthrough, and the ongoing savings were exceptional, as anyone would understand.
Mobil Delvac 1 can do the entire season in the fishing fleet, so they only have to change the oil in the downtime at the end of the season. This has great advantages to Kailis and makes their business more profitable and sustainable. Some of the issues with changing oil at sea is, one, having to take the fresh oil out with you, having to store the drums on deck, which can lead to problems with water ingress into the oil, and then having to use the men to actually do the oil change while at sea, which could be in rough conditions, which could lead to possible oil spills.
Dollars missing out on, well, a mark can be a mark. You don't know how big the actual marks are until such time as you actually fish it. Dollar value, you can miss out on a lot just because you had to stop to do a service.
After operating over 20 years in Exmouth Gulf with up to 15 prawn trawlers, we did a summary of the savings to put in a figure that we could really bank on. The total was around 160,000 per annum, and this was the accumulated savings of all the areas that we looked at, with extended oil drains, not having to store oil, not having to service with paying people to do the servicing, not having to dispose of oil, and the extended engine life. We also noted from testing that we got up to 3% fuel saving in most cases.